What do you know about chicken foot soup slash pumpkin soup? Well, today's video is all about that. So here we are. Before we start, I could just cue the intro and then we get straight to it.
This is Courtney's kitchen, delightful taste from the heart. I know you're watching from near and far. Come and see me cook delicious dishes. Come and get a smile while you eat with your eyes. This is Courtney's kitchen.
Just using a little of both to start the pot out, you understand? So you won't have all that chicken foot smell all over in the house. It will actually smell like the soup has already been far ahead in the cooking process, right? So we just adding a little at the start and then we add the rest a little later. And remember, don't add salt because all these things have salt in it already, and your pot will be fully overpowered with salt and you have it difficult to get that out. Pumpkin is a really hard food to deal with, right? It have a really tough skin and the texture of the pumpkin itself is a bit hard. So be very careful when you're using it, not to cut yourself on all these things. If you notice, I'll be using it on the board. I'll be doing it on the board so that I can maneuver it a lot better than it being in my hand, right? And also I don't try to peel it in my hand either, right? I put it on the board and I just use my knife to get around getting off that skin and so on. Also, I'm the composer of that music in the background that you're hearing. If you like it, give me a thumbs up and also let me know what you think about it. Comment in the comment section and let me know what you think.
Just in case you're wondering what I'm doing with this piece of this cloth under the board, it's because I have it dumped to help me with keeping the cutting board sturdy, not sliding all over the place whenever I'm using a knife, so I won't get cut or anything. This board is not one of those heavy boards, so you got to do what you need to make sure that you're protected. You just want to cut these the same size as close as possible as you can get them. You know, it's all up to you. You can also slice them like this, you know, but it's a matter of choice. You know, you can let them stay like this or whichever way you like, but I like to get the sizes as close as possible to each other, by choice of course. Again, you eat with your eyes. So now I am going to add some a clove of garlic, sorry, a peg of garlic, and piece of ginger. Halfway the cooking of the chicken foot. Just to half season the pot from now. You do it in segments, so now you kind of do a light seasoning of the pot. Okay, you want to get your flavors in, and then you have a final seasoning further up with some ingredients or some things that you put in it. You won't have to do that. You won't have to do that. You won't have to do that. You won't have to put them in further up. And in the same breath, I'm gonna take out pumpkins. These have been cooked enough for me to serve their purpose. At the start, you won't have to add too much water, because whenever I blend these pieces of pumpkin, you will have to add some liquid to it in order to blend it, and that liquid will add to whatever liquid you already have in the pot. So now I'm just gonna put these pieces of pumpkin to cool so I can blend them. So here we have about a cup of flour, about 1/8 cornmeal, which you could say about half of a quarter cups cornmeal, and about half teaspoon salt. Not a heap, but you know, just generous enough. And now I don't like my dumplings with too much cornmeal, because whenever it gets cool, it becomes hard, and well, not hard, but more like well, it's the same thing, a bit difficult to digest, you know, in my views, of course. So we have about a half cup of water here, but what we're gonna do, we might not need all, right? So what we're gonna do, we're gonna just gradually pour. Pour and mix, pour and mix. Just actually start to knead it in. You don't want it to be stiff. So just keep adding the water a little at a time to kind of get that softness in the dough that you want. After that, you just start putting it together. Your container have to be really clean before using it, because, well, my container have to be really clean before you start to use it, because I have to wipe it out, you know. See? Now you put this, just stay and relax for maybe about half an hour, right? And then make it into your dumplings. You have some nice dumplings.
So right at this point now, what we want to achieve is we don't want our fork to fight to go through this chicken foot or these chicken foot. We want it to have like almost be able to just slide right off the bone, right? That is what you want from your chicken foot, right? So what we're gonna do, we're gonna add these little things, the carrots and so on, the stuff that you know that have a harder texture and will take a little bit more time to cook. You add those in, and by the time those are cooked, the chicken foot will be perfect to just for you to just add everything else, you know. And if you'll notice that I'm gonna add the dumplings first before the sweet potato and the plantain, and you this is just what I wanted in my soup, or what I want in my soup. You can add your Irish, your dasheen, your cocoa. For those who know what those are, feel free to just add whatever. I have a small family. You can't eat off so much food, so I just put what I want in the pot, or what we want in the pot, So yeah.
So now we're gonna add our pumpkins to the blender. Add some water to it. And I would not recommend you putting any spices or herbs or anything to this blend, because whenever this go into the pot, you cannot do anything about it again, and you cannot remove anything that you have placed inside of it, so I recommend just blend it with the water and the pumpkin. Anything that you think you need to add, you add it to the pot, right? See that color? That is serving both as coloring for the soup as well as thickening the soup. The first process that we went through was to get that chicken foot cooked, enough where it almost can slide off the bone, right? So after doing that, everything just become a little easier. Dumplings are going to be easy to cook, the sweet potato is going to be easy to cook, and the plantain won't take that long to cook either, right? That is what I want in my pot right now. You're free to put in your yams, whatever you need in your pot, right? I'm just going through the process of how I cook my soup, right? And now that this is like this now, I'm gonna start adding some pimento greens and scallions and a little more garlic, you know, sweet pepper, onion, right? I'm gonna add all these things to bring flavor to the pot, and then I'm going to add the rest of my chicken flavored grace, right? And the cock soup grace also. So just showing you the process of how I actually cook my soup. Alright, so here I have some Maggi all-purpose. If you don't have Maggi all-purpose, you can use the Maggi chicken seasoning, right? And remember, I can, because of the amount of liquid that had been added to the pot, I have to make up for the salt that I've lost, right? So now I'm going to add some Easy Spice chicken season. You can also use the Easy Spice all-purpose if you want. I'm also gonna add a little black pepper. I'm not using any pepper by choice, but feel free to add your Scotch bonnet. And here now I have sweet peppers, I have some scallion, some onion, some thyme, and I'm adding a little bit of vegetable, nothing much, just some broccoli. And here I have some pimento greens, but I like to crush my pimento greens to get the flavor out, right? And I also have another peg of garlic, right? So I'm just gonna add them in the pot now. And now you give this pot a proper stir. Remember, after the first 3 to 4 or 5 minutes, after it's been boiling or boiled, you just taste to see if you have enough salt in it. I promise it will have all the flavors, but you need that like a salt balance in it, you know. The sweet potato, you know, that have a little sweetness, the pumpkin have a little sweetness, so you need the salt to kind of give you a lovely balance that, you know, it won't taste like you're just having something with just sweetness alone, you know. Now I'm just gonna leave this to bubble. I'm gonna add a little piece of butter to it, but for the time being, I'm just gonna leave it right there. Now after 3 minutes, I'm gonna add the rest of my cock soup. Also, my chicken flavor, Grace. Give it another stir. Here now I'm gonna add my butter. That will help with that smooth taste in your mouth. Now here we have it, and our soup is ready.
This is Squirtle's kitchen, delightful taste from the heart. I know you're watching from near and far. Come and see me cook delicious dishes. Come and get a smile while you eat with your eyes. This is Squirtle's kitchen.